So today is day 2 of my classroom setup. I'm going to show you the game plan today. First, I want to get my calming corner set up. I want to figure out where books are. Last time when I was setting up my read aloud books, I realized that there was quite a few missing, and I went back to my storage unit. These are not them, these are actually them. I was like, oh yeah, I have 2 more bags of books to discover. Also found this, so have to empty that out. I bought some stuff at Five and Below I want to put away, and also at Amazon. So just really kind of putting things away more than like setting up today. So my teacher desk will be a big one though. Excited. Hi guys, so it is me again. If you notice, I am wearing something different because I actually, after I filmed the little bit that I filmed before this, actually had to run home because all 3 of our cats got out and my mom could not get the cats back in. So had to go drive 30 minutes back to where I live to go put the cats back, and by the time I got there and got them in, I was like, you know what, we'll just try again another day. So this is kind of still day 2. I got a few stuff done, but really not a whole lot. So I'm counting this as my day 2. I'm really hoping that today I can end off on a really good note and really set myself up for success, because next Friday starts training, and I told myself I want my classroom done by next Friday, and I'm not really too worried about it. I think I'll definitely be done. So I'll show you kind of what I have gotten accomplished and some things I'm still working. So one of the biggest things that I did is I did complete the, well, not really complete because I need to add words here, but I did put up the student wall. So if you can see, these are actually like, they have little thumbtacks in them. They are so easy to put up, definitely easier than hot glue. I do have the student's number all the way to 28. I left 2 extras because you never know when kids get added. So I just wanted some extras already on the board. I am gonna print off sheets to hang up that says like amazing work coming soon, or you know, something like that. I will have it up for back to school night, which I'll show you guys when I decorate for that. But I'm going to print off, and I couldn't figure out what I wanted to say, and I'm really glad I waited until the paper was up, because originally I wanted something on the top, but as you can see, I have so many kids that I had to kind of use all that top space. So I'm going to print off letters, and all I'm going to just say is so proud. A big thing that the reason I use this wall is so kids are proud of themselves. Do I want them to know I'm proud of them, but I want them to be proud of themselves and proud of their work and show it off. And so I'm just going to keep it simple and just say so proud. And I think that's really meaningful. I was really having a hard time figuring out what I wanted that board to say, but I'm glad I waited, and I think it's going to look perfect. My little highlighting turn-in paper sign, I had this last year. This will be something I will again be using. I have the 3 different colors. On the first day of school, we talk about what each color means. So green means that this assignment was easy, no trouble with it. Yellow means that I kind of struggled, but I was able to work through it, and I feel confident in turning this in. And red means like I really struggled on this assignment. I did the best I could, but just know I struggled. I found this really helpful, not only because it ensures that your name's on the paper, but also lets me know how they felt about assignment. Because if I know a kid struggled with that assignment and I can, like, their score reflects that, then that makes sense, right? So I can pull them aside, and I can help them, pull them aside and help them build that confidence with whatever component they may be struggling on or just not that confident in. It was also really cool last year when I'd have some kids mark it red and be like, this was really hard, Mrs. Gala, I just really don't feel like I did good on this, and then they end up getting like 100. I'm like, look, see, you have to be more confident in yourself. And so it's just really good too, of like a conference I have with the kids during assignments. So I put that up. I also have put up the border of my whiteboard. Like I said, I swear this changes the look of the classroom when you put a border up. I use magnets, but I also use double-sided tape because I found out last year that magnets obviously shift and they move, and I would come into school and like half of them would be on the ground, and like no one wants to spend a morning trying to put this back. So I also used double-sided tape. It was really easy for it to come off last year, so I just did use that. Over here, I filled these up all nice and rainbow colored. These are the best expos, I feel like. I'm not one to jump on like the train, like the basic train, but I had to try these out and they for sure are my favorite. I will be using these three guys again. Pick one, ketchup, made you. Love, love, love these. These are a couple of my read alouds for the first week of school. I'll show you guys kind of activities I'm going to be doing with them later, but I have that. And then this side, I have to make more of these because I realized that I didn't print off like lunch and recess. There's a couple more like little filler in areas that I need to do, so I have to print off more. Obviously this read aloud, I have our reward jar here, and then the candies right here. I have just regular expos. I do just like expos as well, but this cart, so what teachers do here is they kind of, this is like a movable one, so I'll move this out here and then I'll put my computer there, and then that's how I'll teach. I got this little extender at Five and Below because I am so tall that like I'll show you, wait, let me show you. Like I naturally like don't sit here, so it's nice to have kind of like that extended up for my height and not have to be so awkwardly low. The goal for this is to keep it almost like what the student's desk looks like. So students can have a reference of, hey, this is what my desk should look like. So right, I have my pencil box full of the exact pencils and everything that should be in their pencil box. I'll have a composition notebook, the student's workbook, everything in here to look just like a student desk. Obviously I'm gonna have some cords and things here. Here is my talking stitch that I'll be using again this year. This is for circle time, kind of like a talking stick, but talking stitch, get it? I love him. He was a big hit last year. I did recut all of these so they actually fit, and I'm really glad I decided to take the time to cut the ones that actually match my theme versus just the ones that came with it, because I think it really makes a big difference. I already put the first day of school on. All of my calendars also already set for the first day of school. I also put my table numbers on my little buckets. So again, these are gonna be my table groups, how to count table group numbers, which I think these are adorable. And I personally like these way better than just tallies on a whiteboard, because that's what I did last year and it kind of got boring. So now I've been doing a lot of tedious work. I filled my teacher toolbox, which I'll show. I'm gonna have labels for these because I don't know, you can clearly see, but I went ahead and filled these. I decided to do this little compartment versus the actual teacher toolbox because this was way cheaper, and I feel like it does the same job. So that's what we got here. I put folders in one of my binders, so this is going to be, I'm gonna have different binders for different things, obviously, but this is gonna be my IEP binder. I have a ton of them this year, and so actually that many. So all of my IEP documents and data and anything I need for IEPs will go in here. I'm gonna have an MTSS one, and then I'm also gonna have just like another one that is not necessarily on IEPs but needs additional support in the classroom. Not sure about the other ones. I have this planner, which I think I showed you guys. Maybe not actually. I think about it. I never did a teacher haul this year. I did get a happy planner this year. Last year I did not, and I really regretted it. So this is kind of the basic happy planner, the standard one. The only thing I don't like about these is that it is like 3 columns. So I actually go and I split all of these in half, so that way it gives me 6 for interventions and things like that. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I am going through all my partner cards and making sure that they all have partners to them. So if you guys watched my setting up or preparing for my classroom last year's, you know I made these, and I'm using these again this year. So each card has a partner. I used them all year long last year. I absolutely love these. So I just want to make sure that they all have actually a partner, because went through a lot of hands and went through a whole different state and moving. So I'm just gonna count and make sure that they're all here. Okay, so after looking through all of them, I'm only missing one, which is really sad because this one's really cute. But honestly, pretty good through the whole year, only missing one partner card. If you guys don't really know how these work, basically, I will actually probably separate them now. I have 27 kids, so I will have one odd, like one group of 3. But basically I pass them out and they go and find their match. This is really helpful for kids that are really nervous in finding partners, because I was that kid and I hated trying to find a partner. It eliminates, like, while me talking, they'd be like, yeah, right. Yeah, eliminates that. Also eliminates the same kids being partners every single time. Usually it can get kind of disruptive when you work with your best friend. Sometimes it does work out well, where I have had best friends end up being partners and it's like, wow, it's a reward and it's really great and it's fun. But this way just kind of changes things up. I use this a lot at the beginning of the school year while everyone's kind of getting to know each other, things like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and count out. So I have 20. I'll go ahead and count out 28 cards, so that way my third one has, we know which one's missing. Sometimes they'll be with me. So 2, 4. So for now, I'm just gonna keep my partner cards here and my lady ducks here, because I use these when I'm actively teaching, so I want them on this thing. This year I'm also doing a different organization system. So I have these for my Monday through Friday copies. I still have to print these, guys, don't worry, we are gonna switch. But I have my Monday through Friday normal copies, but these are gonna be my weeks. So week 1 copies, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have all the way to 25, because I found last year that I was super overwhelmed and stressed out with the number of copies I was getting from my teammates. This is the most stressful part of last year that I knew this year I would really have to change, was how I organized and handled copies. I had a team of 5 last year and we all were assigned different subjects to make copies for the whole team. And some of us did it week by week, others did it unit by unit, and some even did it for the whole semester. So like for math, for instance, I had every quiz we needed for the entire semester, and that was so many copies for me to handle that I just did not have a system in place for that, and I really got overwhelmed and I got really stressed out, and just like copies were everywhere. So I knew this year I wanted to do something different with my organization. Some people do this method and they do 1 through 42. So they do it, instead of weeks, they do it days and then holidays at the end. I was gonna do this way, but then I really thought, like, I really don't have that like terribly amount of copies for each day. So it'd be better use of space and time for me to do for each week. I also know what week I'm on just for our data in anyways. So I'm always like, okay, we're on week 7. We're gonna be on week blah, blah. So it just made sense for all of week 1 to go in there, all of week 2, blah, blah, blah. I will have 4 spaces at the end for holidays, such as Valentine's Day, Christmas, St. Patrick's Day, things like that. I'll have spaces at the end, but I think this will really help me with my organization of papers, and will also let me be able to make copies in advance without being overwhelmed, because I kind of stopped, like I always wanted to be like 2 weeks ahead. That was kind of my goal. And I had to stop because I literally ran out of room, and I got so stressed out with the copies I already had that I could not physically add any more to my plate. So I'm really excited for this year. I'll let you guys know how it goes, but I feel like it's gonna be pretty good. Everyone always talks about how like you need to have a system in place for your papers. Papers go in cycles, right? It goes from the printer to where's it gonna go. From that, how are you gonna hand it out? Where are they gonna turn it in? Where are you gonna put it after they turn it in, right? Where are you gonna file it in like their folders? Are you gonna even give it back to them? Are you gonna take it home, right? Like everything has to have a system, and as a new teacher, that's really hard to understand and to find a system that works. I really should have found a new system mid-year, but I got so overwhelmed with so many other things and I was so sick that I just did what I could to just stay afloat. And unfortunately, putting everything in the copy and file category was what worked at that time, and I'm not proud of it, but that's what I ended up having to do. But obviously this year I want to be way more organized and be able to plan, so hopefully it works. I forgot to show you guys my desk. So this is what it looks out. Obviously I have my mug rug. I absolutely love this thing. My mom got me that for a graduation present. This I got at Five and Below. Here's my to-do list, but it holds little post-it notes. Isn't this not the cutest thing ever? Oh my gosh, I love him. These are my to-do list, or actually copies I need to make. And then someone got me this little glass cow for a go-away present. One of my kids did. And then here is my school of education apple. So this is kind of what it looks like. It's simple. It has everything I need, but it's not like bare and it's not overwhelming as well. Now, I was on the front of this going to do a whole like banner and it said Mrs. Gallo, and I made it all and everything and I put it up and it just felt really overwhelming because I have a lot of colors here. There's quite a lot happening here, and it just felt very, very overwhelming. It looked super cute, and I didn't show you guys because I knew a lot of you guys were gonna be mad that I took it down, but I just, for me, it did not feel like having kids as a mindset. For me, it felt like an aesthetic thing, and if I felt like it was kind of overwhelming with colors, I know some of my other kids were gonna think that. So I decided to take it all down and then just put that little banner up there just for a little touch, and I think it ended up being a perfect balance. Yes, I did spend an hour making it, just put it down, but that's okay. That's sometimes what happens when we make classrooms. I'll have these cute little signs that, like little picture things, I'm gonna put up just up here. I'm thinking about finding like inspirational quotes from famous people to put on the other side, but I'm just going to, do you see? So I hung those up. Again, they just have little inspirational quotes on them. I think I am going to find the like famous people quotes to put onto the side of these. Over here, I'm going to have my jobs on this door. Not really sure what we're gonna do with that door yet, but I think it's looking really cute. I did also have to pull all of my student workbooks back out that I put away on the first day because I guess they have to still take inventory of them, so she wants them all out. So I just counted how many each one had to make her life a little bit easier, as well as our history books. So I'll have to put those away again once the inventory is done, which I think she said she's coming like when we come back, so it'll probably be a little bit before I can actually put those away for good. I'm also need an extra like 5 or 6. So okay, there's only one more thing I am going to do today, or have to do today, and that is back to my library. I have not made my library bin labels yet, so I'm going to just write down what each bin has, the numbers and the genres, so that way I can go home and make the labels, print them, cut them. That way next time I come I can just tape them right on. So I have my list, so I'm just gonna make labels at home so they'll be all labeled and ready to go. Okay, I finished the writing, so I'm gonna show you guys how I am leaving my room pretty much until I think I am gonna come next week for like an hour or two because I have some stuff to print off at home and cut in a couple just like glass things to buy, so I just want to get those set up and done. But I'm going to show you guys where I'm leaving my classroom at today, and pretty much my last full day being here without actually working. Here she is, all over beauty. So again, walk in, have this, my desk. I'm gonna take my thingy home. So I just had the totes to carry out of my room. So now my room is officially cleared of moving boxes and things like that. I'm really happy with my classroom this year. It was really sad for me to leave my classroom last year because I just, you know, you put so much time and effort and you really make it yourself and like your family, you know, you make it home. And so it was really hard for me to leave my classroom last year. But I'm really loving this year's theme. I'm really loving my classroom itself. And I think I was really able to do a lot with the strict fire code rules. Some of you were concerned of the better than paper bulletin thing. I did ask and that is good to go. So some of you guys scared me too. I was like, oh my gosh, if I just did all of this work for literally nothing, I would have cried. So I did get that cleared and we were all set to go. I do obviously still have some stuff to do, but I think that's okay because I was thinking about it and we have 13 in-school days before the kids get there. So they kind of were telling me that like the morning is like when we do our professional development, like our staff meetings and things like that, and then our principal usually allows the entire afternoon for our own classroom work. So obviously a lot of that will be lesson planning, but I do know there will become a time where we are set and we will actually work on our classrooms. A lot of teachers actually just work on their classrooms at that stage. That's why like there's pretty much no one inside the building right now, because I think they do know how much time we have when like our actual contract time starts. So I am kind of glad that I am leaving a little bit to do just in case, like, I know lesson planning is all done and then it's like, what do I do now? Obviously it's teaching, so even when you think that you'll have nothing to do, like you're always find something to do. So I'm not too incredibly worried about it, but I am glad like they're little things. Obviously things like name tags and locker tags, I'm going to wait until right before back to school night, because if you've taught at all, you know class lists change like crazy, especially right before it starts. So I don't want to make anything permanent like that. So I'm going to wait to do all that before, like pretty much the night before back to school night. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching and hope I could answer a few of your questions. When do you go back to school? Because we go back to training on August 2nd, but we don't have kids until August 15th. So when do you guys go back? Is that early? I feel like it's a little bit later for me than Colorado, but hope you guys are enjoying your rest of your summer. Some of you guys are even back in school already, which is crazy. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you for all of your helpful comments on my last classroom setup. I'm trying to get to all of them that I can. I've also linked a lot of things down below on this video. A lot of those were linked questions, so I have a lot of links down below this time. Hope you guys enjoyed and hope you enjoying the rest of your summer if you have one. If not, hope you enjoyed the beginning of your school year, and I'll see you guys soon.